Hi friends, it's Lisa Mears. Thank you for being here. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this winter hat shaker card using products from the brand new Pretty Pink Posh Christmas and Winter release. And if you want to check out that entire release, I do have a video which I'll link at the top right corner of this video and in the description box in case you want to check that out. So here's a look at the winter hat die set that I used to make the winter hat for my card. We'll be using that today, and I'll also be using the Cascading Snowflakes stencil. This is a one-layer stencil, brand new to Pretty Pink Posh. I'll also be using the Berry Bright shaker beads to put inside of that winter hat. I'll be using the smallest snowflake die from the Stitched Snowflakes die set, and I'll also be using the brand new Winter Greetings stamp set. This stamp set has several different greetings that you can use on your cards for winter and Christmas, and there are some coordinating dies available to go with those stamps. I'll also be bringing in some other products along the way, which I'll share with you throughout the video. So here's a look at the winter hat die. I went ahead and die cut it with some pink cardstock. And in order to add some more definition and depth to this die cut piece, I'm adding some of the Be Mine ink from Catherine Pooler, but just along the bottom part of that hat because I'm only going to be using the bottom portion of that hat in this pink cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and I'm going to cut just right above that dotted line, that stitched line on that die cut piece to cut the bottom part of this hat. Now you might be wondering, why am I cutting the die cut? And that's because I want to make my hat two different colors. I want to make it pink but also bring in green. So I only wanted the hat to be pink on this bottom portion. And you can see that I am adding some more ink along the top now that I cut it away, just to add some more depth to the entire rectangle piece. Using this die, I die cut another piece of pink cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of the ink for some more depth to that. And then I'll set these two pieces aside. I die cut the winter hat again out of the green cardstock. And for this die cut shape, I'm only using the top portion of the winter hat because remember that pink piece is going to go on the bottom portion. So I'm adding some of the grass skirt ink just along the left and right sides and along that little pom-pom piece up at the top. And then I'm going to take another die that will die cut out the middle of this hat. So here's the die. I'm going to place it right in the center of the hat. I'm going to take some of my mint tape and hold that die down to the cardstock. And then I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. So you can see that that die cuts the center of the hat out, and that allows me to use that center for my shaker pieces. Now if you don't want to make this a shaker, you don't have to die cut the center out because you can still use this die as a non-shaker die. So I went ahead and die cut the winter hat die out of some acetate, and I'm gluing the green winter hat die cut onto the acetate. Just using an acrylic block to hold it down until the glue dries, and now I'm going to add the pink layer onto the green, and I'm going to add that little pink flowery looking piece up at the top of the hat. If you wanted to add that pom-pom piece at the top of the hat into a shaker as well, you could have used that die to die cut the green part of that hat die cut, which would also then cut the center out so you can use that as another shaker window. So next I'm going to take the winter hat die again and die cut another piece of green cardstock because this time it's going to be the back of my hat. So you can see how these two pieces are going to layer together so that the inside of the hat will also be green. So I'm going to go ahead and take out some foam. These are some very thin foam strips from scrapbook.com, and I'm just putting some foam around the edges on the back side of the hat that has the acetate on it, and I'm just putting the foam along the left and right and bottom edge, and then also gonna add some foam on the underneath the pom-pom and also on the bottom part of the hat. So I basically want to put foam on the back side of this acetate piece so that when I turn it over and place it on the solid green piece, it does lay flat. You also want to make sure that all of the foam surrounding the acetate window is connected and there are no openings so that the shaker pieces do not fall out. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take out my shaker beads. I'm going to put the shaker beads inside of the acetate window. Once they are in there, I will remove the backing from all of that foam. You can see I'm using one of my hands just to hold this winter hat down to my table as I remove the backing off of the foam. And I'm doing that because I don't want this die cut piece to pop up or move, because then the shaker beads will pop out of there and they could end up getting on the sticky side of the foam, which I don't want that to happen. So once all the sticky foam is exposed, I go ahead and take the single die cut green piece and put it on top of the foam to enclose all of those shaker beads inside. And that's how easy it is to make a winter hat shaker. But I'm not finished yet. I'm going to take this little snowflake die and I'm going to add some snowflakes to this hat. I die cut 3 snowflakes from the green cardstock and 3 from white cardstock, and I'm going to layer them together and offset them. So I'm layering the green on the white and just offsetting a little bit, and I'm going to do that for all 3. And then I'll add those snowflakes to the pink part of the hat. 3 of them fit perfectly along that pink part, and I'm just gluing down the white on the snowflake. I'm not gluing down the green. I'm actually letting that be a little bit raised up off of the hat, which adds some more definition and depth. I'm going to add a Pretty Pink Posh ruby red pearl to the center of each one of those snowflakes. And now my winter hat shaker is finished, so I'm going to set that aside as I work on my card background. I'm using a piece of cardstock that I cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and I added the Cascading Snowflakes stencil on top, and I just wanted to add a very light pink color of the snowflakes for my background. I didn't want to use anything too dark or too bright because I didn't want to take away from the focal point of my card, which is the winter hat that I just created. So I'm going in with a very light pink ink, and this is the Spun Sugar Distress Oxide ink. I'm going to use the largest die from the Pretty Pink Posh stitched torn rectangles and die cut the snowflake background. And after I die cut it, I'm going to place it in my Misty stamping tool along with the winter hat, just so that I can get an idea of where I want to position my stamp. Haven't glued anything down yet, so once I figure out where I'm going to put my stamp, I'll remove the winter hat and then I'll stamp down the sentiment with some black ink. And the sentiment I'm using says Winter Greetings. I cut down a piece of pattern paper to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and I'll add the stitched torn rectangle die cut with the snowflakes on it right on top of that pink pattern paper. And then I will add the winter hat on the left side. And to finish up this card, I'm going to add a few more of those ruby red pearls to my card. Next, I'll add this layer to an A2 size white card base, and that will complete this card. If you're interested in any of the supplies I've used today, check the description box below and on my blog at lisamearsdesigns.com. I also want to let you know that this card is part of a Pretty Pink Posh Instagram hop where you have a chance to win a gift certificate to the Pretty Pink Posh shop. So if you want to participate in that hop, you can head on over to my Instagram at Lisa Mears Designs. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and if you like videos like this and want to see more, make sure you click that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.